So, here's the deal. I bought one of these bikes one time from a guy that thought the engine needed to be rebuilt because it was leaking coolant and it was making it run funny. And I bought it cheap, a couple $100, and I think the bike had like, I don't know, 30,000 miles on it or something, and no second gear, and this thing was giving him problems and everything. So I give the guy $200 for it. Okay, $200. And I got to tiddling around. I'm like, you know what, Puck? Before you disregard this thing, I think this was like bike number 3 of mine, of these first gens. This is Tweak. She's number 5. I think it was number 3. I think it was number 3 that this happened with. It happened. I got to digging around, and I found out. The guy said that also that it liked to run hot. Okay, so what I found out was he had a problem on the thermostat, on the fan not coming on, and then I discovered that the leak was up on the head behind the spark plug, behind that. Let me see, that would be the number 4, behind the number 4 spark plug, and that was causing it to miss severely. Okay, now. Ty just recently asked a question on his post about he's trying to get his bike out of the shop, and we've been back and forth telling him things to look for and stuff, and then he kind of passing things on to his mechanic, and the mechanics, you know, I know how it is, Ty. I know exactly how you feel, man. It's like, I don't want to say anything to this guy. That's kind of like, you know, like kind of crossing the line, telling a mechanic what to do. And I agree with you. It's not a good thing. But it is an appropriate thing to inquire. You know, it is. I mean, it's your bike, okay? And you're paying him. He works for you. Trust me, I understand all that because I have spun wrenches in a shop myself, in a bike shop myself. Before I owned my own place, I spun my own wrenches and in a bike shop and was paid for it. And I got asked a lot of questions about why I did this or why I did that. So that's never a bad thing. Telling them what to do is different than just asking what you know, if he can share with you what's going on. So, but you mentioned online about that. You mentioned to him something that I wrote about the water jacket. Remember that? I know. This is like getting long, and it's getting long because I write like I talk. You probably have already noticed that. So, what I meant by that comment, what I was trying to explain by that comment, thank the Lord above for video opportunities that we had today. Because you try to follow some of the stuff that I try to explain in writing, and it's like, you can't follow me. I can't follow me. I get lost in my own words. So that's what this video was for, to try to help you to understand what I was talking about in water jacket. Okay, these are water cooled bikes. Let me get a flashlight. I'm gonna do it right here. These are water cooled bikes, and there's water jackets. There's a jacket of water that surrounds this motor that cools it. Okay, let's go like that right there. All right, that's a water jacket inside of here. There's a water jacket between the piston and this in the cylinder that the piston rides in, and then this outside case. There's actually water flowing through this thing. All right, and that area where the water flows is called the water jacket. Now this thing, this little piece right here, okay, this is what caused me grief. This is what actually got me a $200 bike that I ended up putting a 250 or 250. It had 220 some thousand miles on that. I actually wrote it out myself. But I had to do the repair work on it. What happened was, now just a minute here, I'm going to show you this, okay? You see it behind that? Can you see it behind that spark plug right there? All right, can you see in there without that? Nope, you can't. All right, if you look real close, I'm trying to balance that on my leg. And just a minute. So I got a smaller. Bear with me here a second. Let me see if I got my little pen light and a screwdriver maybe. And a pointer, and a mechanic's pointer. Hey, there's my pointer that I used on the neutral switch. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this pointer. See if I can get this thing to work. Nothing works forever. I'm going to put that on top of this camera, just like that, and I'm going to take the camera and I'm going to take the screwdriver. There we go. Now, okay, this is on the number 4. I don't think. No, there's not one in the back there. On the 3, but it's up here. I'm thinking this is probably on both sides of the 4. But this is the one that was bad. Here's the Sparky. Here's the old Sparky plug-a-roni. All right. Now, hey, I'm not really sure what this plug is for. One of our gurus that actually knows what he's talking about on the site can probably tell you what that right there is for. That plug looks like a plug going into the water jacket up here. All right. But you look right here, behind the spark plug, right there. You see that? You see that piece? You see that crossover? That crossover tube that I just had in my hand? That's the end of it. Okay, now let me get this back out here. Now, just a minute. Now, if you look at this that I got in my hand. Okay, there's a notch cut right in the top of it. Okay, that's a lineup notch. See that right there? In that piece. Okay, what you're looking at behind that spark plug is the end of that tube. All right. Now, what you can see, it's O-ring protected. That O-ring is what seals off the coolant, keeps the coolant from coming out and getting on your spark plug. Okay? And when they get hot, if that's got a little spot in it where it's like deteriorated or whatever, or it's been overheated maybe a little bit and got a little bit of wear on it or whatever, it'll let a little bit of the steam out of there, and guess where it's blowing? Look, guess where it's blowing? Right on the old spark plug-a-roni crony. All right? And no matter what anybody tries to tell you, if anybody tries to tell you this, that won't bother nothing, that'll definitely bother. That will definitely create an ignition problem. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. So you can see, okay, here's that notch that I was talking about. Okay, now that tube that I just showed you, this is that end of that tube that I just showed you. Hold on a minute here. All right, now if you look at this, the way this works is, you see that pin right there? You see that pin? That's just a roll pin is all that is. You pull that pin out of there, and now the pin, so now let's say the pin isn't there, and that notch that I just showed you on the end of that crossover tube is right there. That's that notch. That pin just sits right in there. Okay? Then all you got to do is get this monster out of there. Now, I'll tell you from experience, it's not easy. At least the one that I had to repair was not easy. It wasn't as easy as it looks. It's just 3 O-rings, right? Well, mine come apart in pieces. I had a heck of a time fixing it. You got to drain the system. You don't want to get the water that this is blocking, or this is holding for crossover to get to the other side of that water jacket. You don't want to get that down inside your engine, so you want to drain it. You want to drain the system. You want to drain the coolant system completely first, okay? And pull that roll pin, and you can grab a hold of the end of this thing. Yeah, you can grab right a hold of it and twist it and stuff and play with it. But you're pulling on 30-year-old O-rings, if it's ever been out, and it probably hasn't. That they aren't going to give up the battle easily. I can almost guarantee it. But you can get her apart and get her cleaned up and stuff if that's where the problem is. Now the way you check that is you pull that radiator cap and put a pressure device pump on the system. Pull the spark plug wire off like I got right there. Clean that area up real good. And put some pressure on it. Bring her up to high pressure and look and see if it's getting any seepage around there. All right, good way to check your system. All right, that's a good way to check the system anyway, no matter what. Now, does that all make sense? I hope that helps, Ty. I hope that helps. Okay, but just another little gimme on the old first-gen Yamahas. Back to work. Get out and